Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to do a little project. It's little pockets, and it was inspired by this gift card holder when I was cleaning out my handbag the other day. My son gave me some movie tickets in this pocket, and I kept it because I thought, oh, that's a fun little project we can do. So we can either put tags in it, or fill it with ephemera, that type of thing. So it's similar along the lines of your seed pockets with your flap over, but we're just going to have it as an open pocket like that. And you can choose to glue it to your page in your journal, or paper clip it like this. Many uses. And you can make these whatever size you like. I actually like the size of this one, so I'm going to measure it out and show you that when you find something that you want to replicate, how easy it is just to measure it and think about it laying out before it's folded and put together. All right, so I've got out three pieces of heavy paper cardstock that I want to work with today. Plain blue, this beautiful music with the flowers, and I'm not sure which side I'm going to use because I really like that side as well, sort of that up and down look, and then this beautiful floral one as well. So we'll go with the blue one first of all. So let's measure this out. The width of it is 10.5. So because this is folded, we know we want a fairly long strip. So if we measure it this way, it's just on 15 centimeters, and we know that a 12 by 12 is just a fraction over 30 centimeters. So we'll go with the whole length of your 12 by 12. To measure that across, there's 10.5, but if you open that up, one side has your little flaps that you glue to join to the other side. So they're roughly about 2 centimeters. So to measure that out, we want 2 centimeters either side. So 10.5 plus 4 centimeters is 14.5. So our measurements will be 30 centimeters long by 14.5 centimeters, which is roughly 5 3/4 inches. And then we want to get our bone scorer, because we want to score out the fold for the join. And we know that the join, from measuring it off our template, that it's 2 centimeters. So let me measure out what 2 centimeters is on here. So 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to turn it around. Sorry if I sound a bit raspy. I've had this cough now for 3 or 4 months, and the last week, 1 to 2 weeks, I've had the flu with it. So hence why I'm a little bit behind in my videos, guys. So I do apologize for that. And then we want to fold this in half, or you can measure it. So it's just on the 12 and go in the middle. You can score it. It probably won't be exact, but let me fold it over and see how close we are. Now it's pretty exact. So that was like 6 inches. So if we open it up like that, we only want these, this fold, this join or flap, whatever you want to call it, on the top side. So we're going to go like that. So we want to cut the bottom one out, which is another good thing about having the fold marks. And I'm going just inside. I don't know whether you can see that, just inside that score mark. And turn around here. Rather than cutting it across like that, I already know that I want to angle. So it's just one cut. Otherwise I could cut it across there and then cut it again later. But I already know that that's how I want to cut it. And then this one, it's a bit shadowy, but I'm cutting just inside that score. And then turn it again. And then up like that. So then you'll have a piece that'll have the two wings, so to speak, and then one without. Now we're just going to angle these off too, and that just gets rid of the bulk. So when we do fold it over, it leaves the top quite clean. So you can use your bone folder, you can use your fingernail, just give it a nice crisp fold. And then we're going to glue that, and then that will form our pocket. So let me glue that first, and then we're going to cut a notch. These are the type of projects you could sit down and do a mass make and just do them in plain. You could do them in coffee dyed paper, pull your scraps out, see what sizes, and if you've only got a strip that's say 20 centimeters long, not 30 like these, then just make it that size. Use up your scraps that way. So then we've got this beautiful pocket, as you can see. So the front will be this, the front of where the tags are. If it's slightly out, you can trim it off. That one's not too bad. I'm going to grab a circle punch. What have I got here? What size is this one? 1 1/4 inch, that'll do. And hopefully I can, so I'm just eyeballing it to the center. So the center, similar width either side, and then not quite to the center of the circle. And cut through 2, and there's your pocket. Basically the same as that. So that's sort of how you get a measurement of, you know, something that you've already got on hand. Someone may have sent you one in a swap. I know I'm in a Facebook group, Junk Journaling in Oz, here in Australia, and we're always signing up and doing swaps each month, and it's so much fun. So I've got to make some stuff. I'm doing a free swap this month, and it's basically just make your partner something. So I'm going to have a think about what I'm going to make them and send them. So that's in the blue. Now let's have a look at doing it in a patterned paper. So this is so pretty. But I think I might go with the beige. I do need to cut that strip off. I like the beigey side with the music notes, because I'm just sort of trying to think of what journal I'm going to put in it. And we want to cut it at the 14.5 centimeters again, which is 5 3/4. So if you're used to measuring inches, it's 12 inches by 5 3/4 inches, or 30 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters will get you this rectangle piece. And then we score it at 1.5 inches or 2 centimeters. And of course you don't have to have your join as wide. I like the wide one. It seems to sit flatter. And then we're going, so this one, because I've cut that tab off, is not quite the 12 centimeters, so it's 11.5. So rather than 6, I might want to go 5 3/4, and we'll see how that marries up. So it's a bit short, as you can see, and we'll just simply cut that down. So you can't really muck it up. It's I'm going to turn it over to cut this so I can see it. So just inside that score mark, so you see the score mark sort of like a dent. So just inside it. So that just gives it a little bit of room for when we fold this one over, so it's not trying to fold against 2 layers. And again, just inside, so when I say inside, it's this side of the score mark. Fold them over just to give you an idea of what the other side looks like. So if you're working with your beautiful patterns, see, that would look beautiful as well. But I'm doing the beigey side. Gonna use my bone folder and crispen up that fold. And, you know, keep these scraps like this too. Be surprised how often you use strippy scraps, even if it's to make a cluster. And then these, if you've got clusters on hand, it's simple, put a cluster on it. Do some stamping if you're using plain cardstock like we did with the blue. You might have some ephemera that you want to glue on the front. Once again, eyeball it, and you've got another pocket. And this one's perfect to decorate. If I'll see if I can grab one of my clusters if they're handy, and show you how quick it is to decorate them. So say if you think you put a cluster on there. Don't know whether I've got too many made up. Well, there's like a tag. You could cut that down, and you could have another pocket on the front there. You could just cut a little loop out of that. Here's a little envelope cluster. See how it's just instantly decorated. Have clusters ready to go. There's another little envelope. That's cute. It's very similar in colours. You know, here's a paper doll. Decorate it like that. I actually really do like that. So plenty you can do there. I'm going to pop that off to the side. I may finish that one later. And we're going to do this beautiful floral one as well. So 30 centimeters. We're not cutting anything off the length of that, and it was 5 3/4 inches, or 14.5 centimeters. As you can see, super easy to do a mass, 1.5 inches or 2 centimeters. And you could just go 1/4 inch if you wanted to. So it's not 1.5 inches, sorry, it's 3/4 inch. I do apologise. And then whatever the length is, in particular, this one is 12, so we score it at the 6 and it'll be halfway. And then cutting just inside the score. To the line, and then angle it up like that. Using your bone folder or a ruler or just your fingernail, just to get that nice crisp fold. Same with that one. And then we're going to glue it. And it's just slightly off there, so I'm just going to trim it to even. Now, when you're using patterned paper, one side will be upside down, one won't, but you would know that with all your other projects. So choose, if you're going to decorate them or have a front, choose the one that's up the right way. So I'm actually going to stick that one on there, and I'm not going to do the top. I'm going to have it just as a tuck. So I will glue it along the bottom and down the side. So it's across the bottom and up the top. Across the bottom and up the top. Lovely. And then you've got a nice pocket there, and I will ink around there in a minute. This one here, yeah, we might not glue her down, we might ink around the envelope cluster and just have her as some ephemera coming out of that pocket. Now I'm inking it to define the edge because we're similar colours on what we're putting it on. As you can see, it just defines it a little bit or frames it. I'm going to glue that one down. And then she's just going to pop in there like that. And then we'll just ink the pocket. And then just to show you, these tags are on the small side for this pocket, but you know, in the top you can have a bigger tag obviously, but you can have a tag in there. If you were gluing it down in a journal, don't glue along there, just glue down, you know, your side, and then that it becomes like a double pocket. Then you can put some more stuff down. There's 2 there. Now I really want to decorate this blue one because it's plain. I think whatever we put on top of there will really pop. Just going to distress it a little bit. And I might do both sides of this one because this one we might decide to paperclip it in a journal. Now, what do I have? So this is a bit of a scrap bin here. I know I've got some circles, similar colour. So we could sort of do a little bit of a layer cluster maybe. So I'm just sort of trial and error of a few things, maybe butterfly, maybe ticket. I love having these junky type, you know, punched out shapes. Just to sort of, you know, play around with. I like that. So that's a just playing around with scraps. So you'll see, if you watched my other videos, you'll see that I get scraps. I've got my punches out. I'll punch a heap out, and then I'll keep them. So when we're making little projects like this, that will just need something on there, like a butterfly, maybe. And just layering it up. Thought we had a butterfly out there before. So I've got just enough of that other one coming through there. Don't know whether I like that. I think I might. It's just losing me for some reason. That to me is better. But now I don't like that butterfly. What have we got here? So these are stamped images that I've cut out. Oh, perfect. Love it. I mean, you could, you know, look at other colours, but I think the blue, although that one's not too bad, the blue is perfect. You could go green. And these are just stamped on coloured cardstock. So you get, you know, your one stamp, you can get a lot of different effects and looks. I mean, I'm going super quick with these today, but you know, sometimes you can really sit down and that's got a textured side, so I'm going to use that side. Sit down and, you know, really have a think about what you want to do. I try not to procrastinate too much, because I think it makes your creativity, it stalls your creativity. You know, if you throw it down, and you've seen as I quickly changed my mind about what wasn't working. And just defining, taking away the raw edges on these. So we already know that we're going to, I don't think there's a right and a wrong side to this one. Doesn't seem to be. So I'm just tacking the glue in a few spaces because we're going to be gluing stuff over the top. They also will help adhere that down. And of course your art glitter glue, it dries pretty well straight away. These circles, I just used 2 different size circle punches. So I punched this small one first, and then I turned my punch over so I could see, to try and get a fairly neat or evenly spaced rim. So there we go, guys, from a very simple idea, you know, which is our, I guess we keep a lot of our packaging and things like that. So I actually loved this. I loved the size of it as well. You can, of course, you know, cut it down, make it skinnier, make it bigger if you wanted to. But I thought I'd just bring you along to show you how I measure stuff to recreate it, which is, you know, we've got these ones now. But super easy, very simple, great way to use up your scraps. Have a go. If you've got clusters already made, pull them out and have some fun with them. But thanks for your time today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that little idea, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.